Welcome back to Fallingfoxgaming, everybody. I'm your host Blaine, and today we're picking up with some more Kenshi. Fox and the gang have been in Admag for around a week now. They have mostly stayed resting up and had kind of walked about a bit just to kind of see what the local population was about. The thing is, Admag is a very interesting location. Many of its inhabitants are Shek. Most of them, I should say. The faction HQ is here, and it's heavily guarded. They were unwilling to admit Fox and his gang into greeting the leadership. Fox's reputation has not spread this far yet. He is mostly unwelcome in this town, actually. The crew gets dirty looks wherever they go, and while they do have a Shek with them, a couple of them in fact, they're treated like outsiders. Fox decides that it's not worth staying here any longer. He doesn't want to risk an altercation with any of the locals, and he feels that before he's willing to actually try and engage in any form of diplomacy, he needs to have something to offer the Shek. He decides to set out and head back home. Just before heading back home, a message arrives for him. It seems F0X has managed to find a new location, one suitable for a city, he says. Something to call home. The crew is going to set out once more. They have quite the journey ahead of them just to reach home. Now, from Admag to Squin, it's not terribly far, but the terrain is quite difficult. From there, from Squin to the mining outpost, back to our new home, is quite easy. As the crew sets out, they kind of look at Admag and realize that this town could have been something special for them. They could have gained some new friends here, new companions. They might have even made an ally of the Shek. But it seems as though the Shek were unwilling to deal with a new group. For the Shek basically viewed them as bandits. Nothing more. They are a new group. It doesn't mean they're going to survive. Which is fair. In all honesty, if you were the Shek in this situation, you would pretty much view our group as the new bandits in town. While we have guarded hub and protected hub, that means nothing to the Shek. They have no special offerings with the Shek. They have no special dealings with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and head back. I haven't actually made this trek before, so I'm hoping that it's pretty simple. So our goal is to head home. We need to investigate and see what this new base is. Our crew has not seen any of the new stuff. They didn't know that there was an actual scouting party that went out and explored the land. They didn't know that they have encountered some small remnants of the Holy Empire, the Holy Kingdom. Fox has to determine whether F0X made any mistakes or not. Ooh, interesting. So we've discovered a Waystation. Now, as I've said before, Waystations are one of my favorite locations in this game because, one, it's usually always ran by tech hunters, and two, they have some of the best robotic stuff that you can buy naturally in the game. And they're pretty much always neutral, which means you can be friendly with them. So let's take a look and see what they have. So they have the mechanics place? Yeah, mechanical shop. So let's head on in there with X16 just to kind of see what's going on. We'll talk to the mechanic person here, see what they have. So they have some books, they have some engineering research, which is quite nice. Oh, I wish I could afford the science book right now. We kind of need to start collecting these. This is actually a good point to kind of stop and actually ask you guys a question. So with the mod that I have installed, the Better Shopkeepers, we can buy the ancient science books and the engineering research. I do plan on buying some of them because they're quite rare in the world, but I want to ask you guys, do you guys want to actually see me go out and explore and try and find some of these on my own? Or should I just stick to treating them as rare technology that we could eventually research? You guys let me know down below. For now, I'm just going to leave them alone. We don't really need them or anything. So, Waystation, not really helpful to us right now. Being completely broke, it's effectively just another random stop that we can't do anything at. What are you guys doing? Why do they all go separate directions? What are we doing here? Okay, how about we send them up north? There we go. So, I am very excited for our crew to return home. Having our main fighters back at home it will be a very comforting feeling. I have, actually, Squin's right there. That's very close. That's a lot closer than I thought it was. Okay, so even to get to Admag, that's not that treacherous of a journey. Good to know. That might be a new trading route that we could set up at some point. So having all of our warriors back at home will be a great feeling. Now, the downside to having our people out and exploring is that if anything actually happens back at our main base, we can't really stop it. Everyone at our secondary camp, our base, everyone at our base is trained now, with okay stats. They have stats around 20, which is pretty respectable in this part of the world. The problem is they don't have the gear for it at all. Like, most of them have generic clothing, and that's it. Returning back to the mining outpost, Fox is quite pleased. It seems as though the mines have been worked quite a lot. The resources gathered up have been quite respectable. And it seems as though everyone here is itching and ready to go. They've all decided that the best choice, of course, is to head to the new location. They actually can kind of see it from here. If you look in the distance, that little building right there, up on the top of that little hill, that's our base right there. We can see it from here. We can see home. That's pretty amazing. I actually managed to click on a research bench all the way back here. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's where we're going. Today what we're going to do is we're going to pack up our bags. We're going to gather all the resources here and we're going to leave. We're not going to come back here for a while. With everything packed up, Fox is ready to head out with the crew. They've decided to leave deconstruction of the building and the training dummies for a later day. Everything is pretty much cleared out of here, and this building serves no use to them anymore, for now. But they've decided to leave it open just in case a wandering traveler comes by and just needs a place to rest. This would be a good stop for those that have made the trek from Squin to Hub. This may even encourage more travelers to come and go if they have a rest stop halfway there. For now, they're going to head out, and they're going to head to the new location. The new base, I should say. Now, we know this trek is not that far, and in all honesty, it's only going to take a couple hours in game. The crew is pretty excited though, because no one here has been there yet. Everyone that's actually part of this has only heard rumors of the new location. Fox decided to make a quick stop in Hub to say hi to everyone, see how everyone's doing, and to drop off some remaining copper and iron from the mining outpost here at their building site, their warehouse here in Hub, figuring that maybe one day it might be handy to have a nearby stockpile just in case our base needs extra resources or if someone here in town needs it. Now, they're already halfway to their new outpost and nothing has happened and they're not expecting anything to happen, so here's to a safe journey. Inspecting the terrain that F-Zero-X has chosen to build the new base in, Fox is very pleased with the choice that F-Zero-X has made. The terrain, the canyons, even the walkways are all semi-treacherous for a large party. Even for one such as the party they have now, it's quite difficult to make their way through some of the areas. An actual invading army would be quite offhanded to try and actually make this trek safely. As everyone comes out to greet Fox, it's great to have everyone together once more. And look at this, everyone is together once more. This is a pretty great sight. There's a lot of people, and we have a lot of people. How many people do we have these days? 39. Yeah, that's a pretty good sized group. So what we have today is we're going to do some building. Now, after hearing your guys' comments, it seems like everyone's interested in seeing what we can do with this area. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to have Fox start researching. He's actually the one that is going to be holding us back because we want him to be focusing on engineering. Or not engineering, jeez. Research. We have research to be done. We need to get the new building set up. So let's start with that. Medium building if we have enough books for it. And after that, we need to get some... Where's the other thing? Makeshift walls growing. So we can do some defensive walls. And that's what we're going to be focusing on. We're going to let Fox get on research because only one person can be doing research at a time. And as he's doing that, let's take a look what everyone else can do. We have going for us the iron refinery and the stone processor. So we need people mining stone and iron. Those are the two resources we need right now. So with Bark Cabo and Fujin on the stone mines, we're going to have Terran do the iron mine here. And then we're going to have Hand and Sergal do the copper. Oops, I think I had them all doing the iron. My bad. Hold on, Sergal. There we go. You two do the copper. Now, copper is not exactly useful for us right now. We don't have a use for it. But in general, we're going to have a use soonish. So Hobbs is going to kind of stand in the center here. We'll have Z44 go mine this over here by himself. Hobbs is quite skilled. Does he have the gear? No, he doesn't have a weapon. I forgot to give him a weapon. That's okay. We'll send over Wee and Gardner. And those three are going to guard this side over here. So now we have guards posted on both sides, and we have our miners safely working. While they're doing that, we're going to kind of move up here. And we need to get our builders working on stuff. So the scouts, New, F0X, Light Feather, and Dirt, are actually just going to move back into our main squad. So they can actually come back up here. Boop, boop. Oh, actually, these couple are going to move down here. They're going to move in with the settler group because that is how we're separating them. There we go. Get rid of that scout group. We don't need that for now. Back over here. So now that we are back at base, we managed to get Shigar the plank like he requested, and Yankee has the in-game version of the fragment axe. Now, there isn't an actual axe in the game, so if that's what you actually want for your character, let me know and I'll get a mod so we can have like an actual like war axe, like a wood chopping style axe or a war axe. But if this is the type of fragment axe that you were talking about for the game, then we'll stick with this. Otherwise, like I said, if not, if you want an actual axe, let me know and I'll get a mod for it. But otherwise, we'll stick with this. So everyone's got their weapons. New's got his polearm, then we got the plank for Shigar, and the axe for Yankee. All we have to do now is get to building. So I've decided that I'm going to make this location over here the entrance to our base. Now, I want to put the gate like right here, honestly, but I think that might cause some problems. And I actually want to put an L house right here, or a long house right here. So I need to figure out how to flatten this out. So that is what we're going to do for our gate. Now, we're going to try and build turrets on top of here, but I don't think the turrets in this case will actually help us very much. Normally, I recommend that you do a V going into your base because that's kind of how your turrets can shoot at people. But for this playthrough, we're not going to do that. We are going to try and treat this more like a real city where you don't do stupid things like that. Now, are we able to still build a longhouse right here? Because we want our guards. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what I'm thinking. How's that? Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so with that, that's going to take a whole bunch of building materials. I think we have all of it, so I'm not too worried about that. We just have to get the people working on it. All right, so here we go. This is what our current setup looks like. We have our, what's going to be our security outpost, or wow, security outpost. Our security building right here, where we're going to house most of our guards, and we're going to put turrets on top. And then we're going to have some beds inside for people to rest and whatnot. And this is our gate system. So hopefully everything works out to the point to where people have to run up this little hill to come talk to us. If that's the case, that gives us plenty of opportunity to find out who they are and attack if we feel the need to. So we still have enough to maybe make one more building, so we're going to do that now. Let's take a look and see what type of building, perhaps a longhouse to block off this area. This was the one area where I am actually concerned about people coming from, so we're going to do that first. Now I think if we do something like... With the construction on the longhouse completed, I have not entered the building yet. In fact, I am completely unsure if we can enter the building. The reason for it is, check this out. I realized after completing that my stairs do not touch the ground at all. Not even a little bit. Now, you'd think, you know, in real life you could just climb up that, but I don't think, yeah, they can't. No chance of that. So, what I've done here is I've accidentally created an unusable building that functions as an impassable wall, which is actually the whole purpose of this, so I don't really care at the moment. If this becomes a problem in the future, I will definitely fix it, but for now, we're going to leave it. It's a very expensive impenetrable wall, 24 building materials, but it's going to be worth it for the purpose of it, I think. So now that we have that impassable wall built, we also need to do one over here. Maybe I can just do a couple small shacks and just kind of block it off. I think that might be my best route. This is super janky, but you know, it is what it is. See if we can probably rotate that a little bit, maybe make it usable for someone. Maybe not. I don't think that's actually going to be possible, so what we're going to do is we're just going to have them morph in on each other because we don't care, we're not going to be using them. So that looks absolutely awful, but completely impassable. And there we have it. So this is what we're going for. Now I probably should have just done that same thing right there, but too late. With our guard outpost generally set up, the situation that we now have is I need to figure out how we're going to lay out our base from here on out. Now I had thought of this point completely in my head. I knew that we were going to do a impassable wall here, impassable wall there, gate here, and then building area. Well, this is going to be the estate up here. I don't know if I'm going to leave the building stuff up here. For now that works, but that's really not feasible. It's a really long way for them to haul the iron and stone just to kind of craft stuff. So I'm probably going to put those closer over here maybe. I'm thinking, looking at this, we need a place where people can either rest. So I'm thinking either like a hospital up here or a general crafting area. The other thing to consider is that I forgot about something that some people mentioned. Farming is a thing. I actually completely forgot about farming. Fertility 93. This is actually a really good farm area right here. That's fantastic. So let's have Fox go back to researching. I think he's actually done with research right now, so that's fine. We'll have maybe, hey, gardener. You know what you would be good at? Gardening. Why? Because it's in your name. So congratulations, you got selected for farming duty. Can we build a farm? I don't even know if I have farming done yet. Farming. I do. So how big is a plot? Crop yield 8%, 9%. Oh geez. Is there a way to produce something different than green fruit? There we go, cactus. So we need to research wheat straw farming. Oh dang, we need to have wheat straw to actually do the farming for it, to learn the farming for it. Dang it. Okay, so here's where we're at. We're gonna have to leave off for today because I'm gonna have to do some resource gathering. So we have our wonderful little base set up so far, and we're actually a little further along than I thought we'd be by the end of today's episode. We have impenetrable wall, so this area is all safe. We have gatehouse here. We have guardhouse here, where our guards are going to be stationed at continuously from kind of here on out. And then we have our mines actively being worked. So what I'm going to do off screen is I'm going to gather up a little bit of resources and I'm going to head over to the hub. I think next session our goal is going to be farm, and then we're going to get 1 or 2 more buildings set up for either crafting or something else. Let me know what you guys think about this, if you guys think this is a pretty good setup so far, or if you think there's going to be something wrong with it. I think that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys like the way this is turning out so far. If you did, do me a favor, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.